My name is Peter Smalley and I'm the Chief Executive of Northamptonshire Music and Performing Arts Trust, which is the lead organisation of the Music Education Hub here in Northamptonshire. We're now a £5.5 million charity working with nearly 300 staff and delivering over 2,000 hours of teaching in schools every year, and delivering first access, whole class opportunities in nearly every primary school in the county. Safeguarding is important to everybody who works in education. Everyone who works in any form of, has any form of contact with children and young people needs to have the welfare of children at the very heart of what they do. And it's really important that we push that message home with everyone who works with us, that safeguarding is central to what we do. As Chief Executive, I also take on the role of designated safeguarding lead, assisted by my senior teachers and the network of centre heads, all of whom have specific responsibilities in the area in which they work. But safeguarding is so important to the organisation that it needs to be led from the top down. For us as an organisation which employs teachers to work across the entire county and often don't see each other throughout the course of a working week, delivering a coherent safeguarding message and a coherent system by which we can ensure children are looked after is more difficult because we don't necessarily see each other, but it actually becomes more important. For instrumental music teachers, very often they are the only adult that a child sees on a one-to-one or very small group situation in the course of a week and sees them regularly. As a result, we can sometimes build up a very special bond and relationship with a child, which will enables the child to feel that they can open up to members of our staff in a way that they perhaps don't with other adults. This puts a huge responsibility on our staff to know exactly what they should do in those situations, how to react, how to respond, and what they should do to ensure that the child gets the help and support that they need. So actually training a staff of 300 is extremely difficult. We have a core staff who we see regularly for training courses, but regularly means 3 or 4 times a year, and there's a lot of time in between those, and delivering a course to a very large group of people isn't necessarily the best way to get a safeguarding message across. Equally, there are people who we don't see regularly for training courses. We don't get the opportunity to train them. We had to find a way of delivering a consistent message to every single one of the people who works for us to ensure that everybody has got safeguarding at the core of their work. And it seemed that the obvious solution was an online answer, and we wanted something which was bespoke to music education and relevant to the work that our staff actually do. The Child Protection Company specialises in bespoke training courses and tailoring the training that they do to the settings that they are trying to support. Having decided to work with the Child Protection Company, we set about working with them to devise the course which we now use. And key to that was ensuring that the scenarios which arise during the course of the online training were relevant to the work that our staff are actually doing. It's as simple as changing a scenario which might have said, in the course of a PE lesson you see, to in the course of a violin lesson, you are told. And that gives an immediate relevance to our staff and makes them realise, oh yeah, this is a situation I could actually find myself in. A simple change, but so effective. And so we worked with the Child Protection Company to develop a series of scenarios which could crop up as questions. And we pushed this backwards and forwards until we were both happy that we had a range of questions and scenarios which were relevant to our staff. In the course of the training, you can never be sure which questions you're actually going to see because they're randomised. So 2 people doing the training at the same time will get different questions and different scenarios, and nobody can say, oh, you have to watch out for question 8, that's a bit of a tricky one, because everybody's question 8 is going to be different. We really like that as an aspect of the training course, but it's the bespoke nature which is particularly good. The second thing which really works for us is the management of the system, because everything can be automated. It's very easy to roll out a training program for 300 people once. You might even remember that they've got to do a refresher course 1 year later, but 2 or 3 years down the line, when some people have left and more people have started at different times, it gets much more difficult to remember who needs to do training when. With the Child Protection Company, everything is automated and everything can be set to happen automatically on the anniversary of the previous training. This has taken a massive administrative burden off us without us needing to worry about the fact that our staff will go out of date on their training. One of the other benefits to me is knowing that any changes in government legislation will automatically be updated by the Child Protection Company in their training. So I don't have to worry about whether our training course remains up to date. It is being updated all the time, and I can be assured that the training the staff are receiving is the most up to date it can possibly be.